Hi everyone, it's Kelsey again, and sorry I'm in the same outfit as the last video I made, but I decided to film these back to back and I didn't feel like changing. So that's why I'm in the same exact outfit and everything. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about what it's like and like what my schedule is like in a year-round program or a professional training program. As a student, I'm not professional, just getting that out of there, because some people seem to think that, but I'm definitely not. Anyways, I just thought that this would help you maybe kind of see what it's like, maybe see if you're interested in that kind of thing. I don't know, maybe this will help you, maybe you're just interested in it. So I will get on with what my schedule is usually like. Okay, I have like little notes right here. Always start at 9, except for Mondays, we start at 10. And we always start with like an hour and a half technique class. Sometimes, it's always, most of the time, on flat. Occasionally it's all on point, and about half the time it's center on point. It just varies day by day. And then after that we usually have an hour, well, we always have like an hour class after that hour and a half technique class. In those, like twice a week, it's like on Mondays and Thursdays, it's just a regular point class working on point work. And then one other time in the mornings, it's a PAW class, and the other, we have 2 PAW classes a week, and the other time it's an afternoon PAW class. And then other times it's a variations class, and I think that's mostly what the morning hour class is. So the technique class is always followed by something that's on point. And then we usually have like a break until from like 11:30 to 2, or sometimes 12:30. Sometimes we only get an hour. And then we always have 2 technique classes a day. And so usually that technique class is the first thing that's after the break, but sometimes it's not. And after that technique class, we usually have some other class like modern or coaching, which coaching is where we are. It can be like kind of whatever the teacher wants it to be that day. It could be something like a variations class where it's very broken down and like really focusing on every tiny little thing as a variation. Or it could be like, again, a very broken down, very specific like technique class where we're working on like one thing. It's always like really intense and focusing on one thing. But it's usually like a technique class or a variation, but always on point. And then, where am I? Well, we always like go from like about 9 to 4:30. And so it's usually 4 to 5 classes a day. And sometimes there's a rehearsal thrown in, which is about an hour or more than an hour. And that is usually thrown in during our break time, especially whenever we have from 11:30 to 2. And that, the number of rehearsals we have varies whenever we have show times or not. It's usually like 1 to 3 rehearsals. So on an average day, we have about a 2.5 hour segment of classes in the morning, and then about 2.5 to 3.5 hours segmented classes in the afternoon. And that all depends on the day. And on one day, like Thursdays, we have the usual hour and a half technique in the morning, and then an hour variations class, and then an hour break for lunch. And then we have like 4-hour-long classes. So it's kind of a weird day, but we get a huge mix of things like it starts off with Pilates, and then an hour of coaching, and then an hour of jazz, which we have once a week, and then an hour of pas de deux class. And that's like our kind of random Thursday. And we also have music class once a week, which is like, it sounds like we're learning music, but we're like learning about music, about the phrasing. I don't know. It's kind of, we learn about it through choreographing. Like we have an assignment to each student, like 1 or 2 students work on it, like they have their choreography piece every week, and then like it switches. I'm not making sense explaining this, but like usually the teacher assigns okay, you do a piece next week, so you have a week to work it out and choreograph it, and then you set it on the students that hour-long class, and then you show it, and the teacher is looking for how you use the music and how you count it, and we learn about music through basically choreographing. So that's how we do music class. So all the classes we have amount to like 2 technique every day, 2 point classes a week that are like specifically labeled point classes, but we have point every day, usually about once or twice a day. 2 coaching classes, 2 POG classes or pas de deux partnering classes, 2 modern classes a week, and 1 Pilates class, 1 jazz class, and 1 music class, and then 2 variations classes. And on Saturday, we don't go from like 9 to 4:30. We go from 9 to 2. And then Sunday is our day off. So I hope that wasn't too confusing, because it was kind of confusing to talk about my random schedule. But I hope that helped, and just kind of let you know what at least Kirsten and I's schedule is like at a year-round program. And so I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye.